Your next stop is your success.
Maintain clear of negative odds, please.
What a complete catastrophe a railroad strike, a complete shutdown would have. No one truly understands the impact that would have on us, me and you, stores that would no longer get any movement of product at all. The union president announces that a tentative agreement has been made, and it happened just in the nick of time. But what do we know about deals these days? Usually crooked. Today I have insider information from the source, words from a lifelong railroader, conductor himself. The worry of what comes next, you should know, coming right up. Hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome back to all the subs. If you're new here, like updates that affect you, emergency preparedness tips for the preppers. Hit that notification bell so you guys can stay up to date. Let's jump into this new one. Like I said, guys, there's been a lot of videos out there warning about this strike. It could have been pretty bad. They come in just in the nick of time to make a tentative agreement, even though it wasn't a great one. You're gonna be seeing on New York Times and all these main headlines is Biden saved the day. I looked through a bunch of headlines and he's definitely taking credit on this one. They're calling it some type of victory with the midterms coming up. But when you talk to the railroaders themselves, they still definitely have concerns about this whole deal. Now I've got a report on the entire tentative deal. I've read exactly what's went through. The cool thing about doing what I do is I get in contact with a lot of great people. This instance happens to be a lifelong railroader. In fact, a 12-year railroad conductor with the BNSF and the CP, 8-year railroad, MOW, RWIC, and former CEO of Railroad Roadway Worker Safety Company. I would consider him a decorated railroad conductor, and it goes back in his family line. But with that, I have subscribers that send me some really good information that I am then able to spread to the world. Now, I didn't want to get this information out too soon. I didn't want to throw out a big old scare tactic. I had my own reasons that a deal probably would be made, and I wanted to know what that deal was going to consist of and give you guys the railroad strike news that really applies to you. In an earlier email this week from this conductor, he noted, unlike the January-February threat of a strike, is that both sides are digging in for a strike. And if this happens, the supply chain is going to freeze at the coasts. There is hope for the railroads, and it's probably why the Biden administration is forcing emergency meetings. He goes on to say, don't panic, just prepare to not need Amtrak. Amtrak does not own the railroad track and has to rely on the union labor via the railroad companies that use the BNSF, the CSX, and the UP, etc. to maintain the track. He went on to say, also prepare to not need any of the interstate goods, Walmart, Sam's, Costco, Target, etc. He said also prepare for 2 times the cost of food beginning as early as late September. And this is just the effects of the railroad strike and the stoppage of the train traffic, not the other major things happening. And at the same time, I had another railroader emailing me that they were reaching a tentative deal. So before I give you this warning that this railroader gave me, let's go through some of the terms that were met. Tentative Rail Agreement Statement by Jeremy Ferguson, President, Smart Transportation Division of Dennis Pierce, President, Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers, Trainmen, and tentative agreement reached early this morning between unions representing the conductors and engineers of the nation Class 1 railroads. Well, let's just burn through this whole statement so you guys got all the facts. Early this morning, following nearly 3 years of bargaining, the Transportation Division of the International Association of Sheet Metal, Air Rail, and Transportation Workers, SMART TD, the Brotherhood of Locomotive Engineers and Trainmen, BLET, a division of the Rail Conference and International Brotherhood of Teamsters, reached a tentative national agreement with the nation's largest freight rail carriers, which includes wage increases, bonuses, and no increase to insurance copays and deductibles. For the first time, our unions were able to obtain negotiated contract language exempting time off for certain medical events from carrier attendance policies. Our unions will now begin the process of submitting a tentative agreement to the rank and file of ratification vote by memberships of both unions. The tentative agreement calls for immediate wage increase of 14%, once compounded with an additional 4% on July 1st, 2023, and a 4.5% on July 1st of 2024. In addition, the wage increase of 3% effective July 1st, 2022. Wage increase of 3% effective July 1st, 2020, 3.5%. In addition, the wage increases of 3% effective July 1st, 2020, and 3.5% effective July 1st of 2021, and 7% effective July 1st of 2022 will fully be retroactive for a compound increase. Check this increase out. For the compounded increase of 24% over the 5-year term of the agreement. Nice raise. The agreement also includes annual lump sum bonuses payments totaling $5,000. The parties' health and welfare plan point of service costs will remain unchanged. There will be no increase to copays and deductibles, and there are no disruptions to the existing healthcare workers. The parties' health and welfare plan point of service costs will remain unchanged. There will be no increase to copays or deductibles, and there will be no disruptions to the existing healthcare networks. After 20 hours of negotiations, we were able to reach an agreement that freezes our members' monthly health care contributions at the end of the agreement. No additional increases will apply to our monthly contributions while the parties bargain over the next national agreement. The solidarity shown between the members, essential workers to this economy who keep America's freight trains moving, made a difference in our unions obtaining agreement provisions that exceed the recommendations of the Presidential Emergency Board. We listened when our members told us that the final agreement would require improvements to their quality of life as well as economic gains. As a result, this agreement includes agreement provisions that will create voluntary assigned days off for members working in through freight service, and all members will receive one additional paid day off. Most importantly, for the first time ever, the agreement provides our members with the ability to make time away from work to attend to routine and preventative medical care, as well as exemptions from attendance policies for hospitalization and surgical procedures. This tentative agreement provides the highest general wage increase over the life of the agreement in over 45 years. SMART-TD was successful in blocking the carrier's attempt to fast-track arbitration on crew constant agreements, protecting two-person crews for the indefinite future, which could be in question. Carriers' demands for increase in point-of-service healthcare costs were blocked, along with their demands to charge married employees with children more for monthly healthcare contributions. Retroactive application of general wage increase and performance bonuses will provide our members with meaningful back paychecks in the coming weeks. It's always nice to get extra paychecks. This agreement would not have been reached without hard work of President Biden. And here we go. This agreement would not have been reached without the hard work of President Biden, Labor Secretary Walsh, Deputy Secretary Julie Su, and other administration. Congressional leaders, including Senator Schumer, Durbin, and Sanders, along with Speaker Pelosi, listened to our requests and stayed out of our dispute, allowing for the agreements to be reached across the bargaining table rather than going through legislation. One paragraph left, and then we get to the concerning part. This contract will not become final until our members have an opportunity to review its terms and approve it through the ratification vote. Combined with the BLET and SMART-TD represents approximately 125,000 active and retired rail employees. Approximately half of our membership is employed at Class 1 railroads that are party to this agreement. So that's what's going on. Good news for all the railroaders as far as pay and incentives go. I can tell you, no one's going to be complaining about picking up some extra checks, especially back pay. Even though this is happening, the railroaders have other concerns. And let me know down in the comments below what you guys think of this. What do you think is going to happen? Let's hear what this bona fide railroader conductor has to say about this. Something to note. Many railroaders have doubts and believe that the company's final language will contain a poison pill language, meaning the BNSF, the UP, the NS, the CSX, the CP-KCS, and the CN will add in the contract that they will retain the full authority to implement technology deemed something like this. Quote, implement safer operating technologies and technological advances related to the mission of providing a safer workplace for its employees, customers, and public. What do we know about them sliding in the name of safety? That's where they get you. Safety protocol. Now, I say this to a lot of people. There's going to be a day where we can't walk down the sidewalk without wearing a helmet. In short, this means their real agenda is remote controlled trains with nobody on the train. That's right, no human being in a locomotive going down the track. The technology already exists and is used in hundreds of railroads across the America called RCO-RCL zones. Also, KCS has developed a third overlay system that provides another technological check and balances to make this further possible. All is here. It's just a matter of event that the railroads use to collaborate with the government to force the institution of these systems. Take care of that hand and God bless. Thank you, Mr. Conductor. And that's the real news, guys. The concern is moving to manless train systems. They can make all the deals they want, but how does it even matter if they're going to cut the workforce in half due to technology, due to robot trains and systems? It's not going to matter that these guys get their raises and promises when all these jobs are going to be cut when it goes to manless railroads. Don't get me wrong, technology is fantastic, but it can't replace man. Everyone's sitting at home on welfare, receiving food stamps, eating bonbons, developing all kinds of illnesses, needing the financial circle of medical care. That's not the future we want. We want American made by the American people. I hope you guys appreciate this real solid news without all the fancy headlines, because that's what's really going on. Don't forget to like this video, share it with someone that might be interested in this topic. Let me know your 2 cents down below. Keep prepping, keep learning, keep doing. We'll see you guys on the next one.